Before Fifth Third Field, before Riverscape, before the Schuster Center were more than hopes and dreams, before the National City 2nd Street Public Market was even a thought, two Dayton entrepreneurs teamed up to share their vision of historic redevelopment for downtown Dayton. Where most saw only abandoned warehouse buildings, they envisioned a magnificent new home.
Just tremendous potential in the facades. Gorgeous variety, all contiguous buildings along 3rd Street with various storefronts.
More of a humanistic scale. And it's just got an authenticity, historic essence about it that you can't build today.
It was like, this is what we need. By themselves, they were a project, they were a destination.
We picked this area, we were going in whether baseball and Riverscape were happening. We felt that housing was a strong enough component that it didn't matter.
So they purchased the 6 buildings that had housed turn-of-the-century coffee roasters, wholesale grocers, spice importers, and produce packagers, and named their project the Cannery, after the canning industries the building was home to. While few shared their vision, rare experts knew what was possible.
One of the things we talk a lot about is the return of residential to historic downtowns and the discovery of people of these vacant, abandoned industrial and commercial spaces.
The housing piece is really critical because it creates buying power that will create sustainability for retail, restaurants, those kinds of things. One downtown resident equals the buying power for daytime office workers.
These native Daytonians saw the classic historic fabric a new neighborhood could be fashioned from, using a fresh perspective complete with loft apartments, specialty retail, and an urban market.
Well, it's funny because you talk to some people and they thought, oh man, these guys are crazy. What are they doing? It's not going to succeed.
Especially when you're a pioneer, when you're pioneering a new idea. And for this area, it was a new idea.
I would consider Dave and Beth probably more visionaries than pioneers. It took a lot of vision to be able to come to this eastern edge of downtown and take a look at these buildings.
Beth and David were tackling the Cannery was just extraordinary. To see a real good-sized loft project underway.
Based only on their market research, entrepreneurial tenacity, and vision, they took a huge risk. The rest is history.
In terms of the housing market, I'd say it was perfect timing. Another product that's coming on at exactly the right time.
We're developers that our number one concern is the product. Some of the best product, not only in the city, maybe in the Midwest. We see historic preservation as oil for the Rust Belt.
We've built a neighborhood, and it's Dayton's newest neighborhood, and it's called the Cannery.
Today, the Cannery is a uniquely Dayton neighborhood with all kinds of historic charm and all the comforts of home. No cut corners, lots of room, embodying solid Midwestern investment values designed to satisfy upscale tastes.
These spaces have the wonderful high ceilings, the brick and other heavy timber beams, large windows, the type of living space that all kinds of people like now.
I have some great wood beams coming through my apartment. The brick in every apartment, there's some exposed brick, and that's really cool. Everybody loves that.
They are very surprised by the volumes of space and the exceptional views, how quiet the spaces are.
Appealing to baby boomers and 20-somethings alike, attracting everyone from professionals to empty nesters, from traditional urbanites to former suburbanites.
I think most people are attracted to the Cannery because you get a unique space, you get a community. It's a built-in community. The space is leasing up.
When you say loft apartments, they get that apartment, that no one else will have. The apartments in themselves are all each very unique.
Featuring over 315,000 square feet of Romanesque and Sullivan-esque style architecture, the Cannery offers 156 studio loft apartments from 1, 2, and 3 bedroom units with arched windows, high ceilings, and light wells.
The great thing about this project is we have 17 different styles of units. We have 6 different buildings.
And all the modern amenities anyone could ask for. Each is equipped with top-of-the-line Maytag appliances, washer-dryer hookups, an electronic entry system. Each is wired for home office use.
We've actually wired this for gigabit Ethernet level speeds with Cat 6 wire, which I would say that there isn't probably a facility in the state of Ohio that has the wire that we have put in this facility.
Additional amenities for the Cannery community include a state-of-the-art exercise facility, the loading dock lounge, the grand entranceway, open-air bridges, and a rooftop patio.
Already there's just this amazing community forming. We have a rooftop patio. Just go and chill out and meet your neighbors.
And right downstairs are the Cannery's built-in specialty retail shops. Without even leaving their building, residents can get their full-body makeover at Square One Salon and Day Spa, or get their entire space custom furnished at unique home accessory stores.
We have the most awesome furniture store. Go Home, gifts and objects for the home, but they have an awesome line of furniture that's very consistent with loft living. 3rd Street Workshop, which is a custom cabinet maker, could make anything, from your dining room table to your bedroom armoire.
Another Cannery shop presents unique visions born of childhood dreams.
K-12 Gallery for Young People is not only a workshop for children to go and create art, they also sell their art. Our residents like to visit and find a unique piece for their loft apartment. They also love seeing the children.
Retail strategy. We decided who we want to be, what we want to be when we grow up, and we have stuck to it.
We plan to have more in terms of galleries, other niche market retailers, other food service venues, and we are very careful about how we use our first floor space.
Cannery residents also enjoy easy access to their own indoor parking.
You know, we're one of the only complexes in the city that have covered, secured parking.
This parking garage was the final key to financing their vision, and this financing proved to be a long, complicated process. First, the city of Dayton showed its good faith through its development fund. Next, a citywide development loan and the County Corp Housing Trust Fund came through. Together, these 3 set the stage for securing the HUD guarantee, which then secured the equity for the project.
We've used historic preservation really as the catalyst for all of this. I mean, we wouldn't be doing this project if historic preservation wasn't such a great tool. We used historic tax credits.
The historic tax credits then allowed Fifth Third, Key, and National City banks to come aboard as equity investors.
It just takes a hell of a lot longer than you ever wanted to. And then that's the challenge. How do you sustain through that period?
What's really, really tough is the determination to follow through here and actually make the project happen. The sheer iron will to follow through on this.
Finally, only one major hurdle remained. They needed to secure a parking garage before any of the financing could be released.
So we stepped in, the National Trust, and provided the key financing for the parking structure, which fulfilled the condition for all the other financing. We did this because we saw the importance of this major loft project for downtown Dayton.
For the first time in history, the National Trust for Historic Preservation provided financing to a for-profit organization. But the trust was repaid. They not only paid back the loan, but gave back even more by realizing yet another vision for all Daytonians. Because it was in this parking garage that Dayton's new urban market was born and grew up. Yet another community-wide project first envisioned by these entrepreneurs.
We bought the building, it was a great floor plan. We walked into it and said, man, this would be a great farmer's market.
So we thought that if we can promote these entrepreneurs in our market building, it will promote sustainable development for the area.
We partnered with a local market group and became the winter market, which then turned into the Weggers and River market.
And guess what? It worked. And we were able to really start a buzz about the area.
I mean, we got 3,000 people down to the Cannery every Saturday for 3 years.
That little baker that has a card table set up becomes the bigger baker. One of those bakers now has a storefront in a downtown building.
By the time the parking space was needed, they had already guaranteed their fellow entrepreneurs a new home. Now, just 2 blocks away is the National City's 2nd Street Public Market, where Cannery residents and fellow Daytonians can shop on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays.
We partnered with Metro Parks, we developed the project for them, we located the property, we built it, and we manage it on a day-to-day basis.
The market is an exceptional moment in time that took a lot of imagination and took a lot of commitment that would not have happened without that. A unique project in that it was really driven by an impassioned vision here.
Everything's right here, it's right downtown. 3 days a week I can go and get fresh bread, fresh produce, fresh flowers.
And just see all the people down here in a market in downtown Dayton. We haven't had a market down here in 50 years.
I think the biggest thing is just the excitement downtown.
As far as the building goes, it's so close to everything.
They're just blocks from so many different things. You can open up your window and just hear the crowd from the Dragon stadiums. You can sit in your apartment and watch the fireworks from the riverscape. You know, you can't do that out in the suburbs.
Today, the Cannery is taking its place as one of Dayton's and the Midwest's newest and greatest attractions.
Especially in a medium-sized city, to have that big of a project right in the downtown and have it being done right is extraordinary.
It started out as a gut feeling and a vision. The Cannery is really unfolding the way we envisioned it.
The great thing about Dayton, Ohio, that we see is that we see Dayton, Ohio as it's big enough to be on the map, but it's small enough that anybody can do anything they want to do. And we found that out.
For people who care about their city and love their city, this is what you do.